Another funny joke for you.
I go piss while you start off.
Yes. Of course. Saya. So bad. Ooh, at least you actually. By the way, for the people watching this, two things. Castlevania, I've already watched more seasons of it since the last vid. And also, the Oldville rating might need an update because we've continued work on Oldville since. Where is it? We did so much last time. I can't even find Oldville. Why can't I find Oldville? Oh, here it is. Bad thumbnail though. This is not accurate. Do I have the actual thumbnail? No, I don't. Okay. We did WAP last time, if you guys remember. Oh, we're not. Are we live? Oh, we've been live. Okay, good. It was the cringiest thing ever. All right, boys. So I'm gonna prepare up the list once more. I'm gonna add what I'm planning on doing. So I was planning to add music. I was gonna do Hearth. No, let's start off X'd out, man. Come on. Come on,
What
man.
is the special thing tonight, Aramis?
Review.
What else? Like,
Okay,
do?
and that will be at the end? Like 2 reviews, 3 reviews? Or is it all of them?
Probably just do everything.
All of them.
ask
And any reviews.
Carmen.
Any complaints, anything you'd like to debate
No
to change.
denying reviews.
Well, I am the literal god, so I kinda can.
If you like choose WAP or something, Sarge,
I
you
already
can
picked
deny
WAP.
it.
I mean,
But if you
It
well, I
depends
got
on
a funny
how
story. So
depends
I
on
was,
how strong my opinions are.
I was
on
at boxing 2 days ago, and then WAP started playing, and you have to go like to change the song. You have to like go all the way across the gym. The teacher did that just to turn that shit off. No, I'm telling the stream ward.
Oh.
I'm not gonna repeat a story just for you. But, yep. So we're not in the hard call this time. Is that just forgetting, or?
Oh, we're gonna be in there.
Good. More copyright strikes for all these videos, making them basically okay. You already moved. Moderation.
War cries. Pick some good music.
I don't. Do you think no? Just no.
Wow, man, is Discord being bad again?
I'm busy setting something else up.
Soundpad, I take it.
Imagine using SoundPad during the Eisen index. I've been muted doing vocals.
Shut the fuck
Okay,
up.
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay, not like that. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Alright, I believe that our next episode's gonna have guest stars, right?
Potentially.
We should get Monty in here.
No.
Okay. I mean, I could have just saved the Evernoth rating for that. We could get Destiny in here. Hashtag blame Destiny.
Yes.
We could get Lou in. No.
Want to get something? Since this is what? This is the 4th third.
No.
That was 1 second. Not even
What
a
was
second.
that sound?
I was testing it. I didn't mean to play it and call.
Alright, get the music going. Or else I will. And it'll be Ninjago music, and you won't like that. Oh, yeah.
I am. No. Aramis, get it going.
Aramis is not going to do it.
Yeah, we're getting someone next episode.
Can we just start, please?
We're doing
Getting
shit.
the music.
Stop being impatient, retard.
Let's see how this suits your fancy.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Greg.
Oh, yes.
It's very,
This some
very
prey or
Warframe.
something? Oh, yeah, Warframe.
Oh, this is way too zany to be prey.
We have a reserved last and final thing today by the time. This is or are you going to for this one, Aramis?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
What's that
I was gonna
word?
do that one.
Are you going to be doing a 7th for your reserve slot, or are you going to be overriding the slots?
I don't know. It depends on if you guys really want to get into that profound discussion. I confess, I'm kind of eager.
Great.
Oh,
Okay. What else can we get in here? Dude.
I believe I have my topics chosen. 4 or 3? What was it? 3, right?
I don't not know, to be honest. I'm trying to figure this out right now.
Hello, TNG, neck, nep.
We will
Echo.
be beginning momentarily.
First,
Also,
these
how-
words
how-
from our sponsors.
Yeah, pretty much.
NordVPN, Surfshark, Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, there's more. Honey.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Have you been playing that?
Oh,
I've been trying, but it keeps fucking crashing.
Let's look it up.
ew.
No.
It's very unoptimized. I should have delayed it more.
Yeah. We will be beginning very shortly. Hopefully my mic isn't ducking at all tonight. How's my overall voice quality? Are we still good? Is it still buttered?
Yes,
Eric.
we're good.
It is
Oh,
still
most
fun.
wise.
Today it's just gonna be a fucking.
I like to
thing.
speak with inflection.
Today's a fun day, alright? I have some fun topics that you guys are gonna
Rage,
like.
shadow, liquor. Yes, TNG. This is correct.
Wait, you're watching the stream? No. In that case, I
I
have to
might
hide
be.
my
Pop out
notes.
chat.
You were gonna have him review the fucking Hearth Hype song, you little
No! No!
shit. Okay. All right, let's begin. Hello and welcome to the 4th Eisen Index public debate. This debate is to ascertain and quantify traits of several Hearthlander cultural pillars, including games, movies and TV series, and any additional quantifiable entities, along with new categories, songs, and books. This debate is brought to you by the Grosse Deutsche Eidgenossenschaft, Reichtum, Hingabe, Treue und Kraft. This debate is commissioned by the Hainite Council Commission on Index Debates, a for-profit, heavily politicized organization of which I am a member. The debate will last however long it takes to index a number of topics predetermined at the drafting of this debate, and will cover an assortment of topics as outlined by our 2 debaters who I will now introduce first. Hailing from the frozen north, returning debater Warcries. Next, returning debater and filthy Chicagoan Sarfnic, who I've been told is now a refugee, as Chicago has been saying
Apologies.
the N-word.
My Discord.
Disconnect during you saying.
Yes,
I couldn't
yes.
speak. That's why it was weird.
I'm certain.
Yeah, it was.
We will now review the rules and format for this debate. The first debater, chosen randomly via the
Well, I think it
Lucky
actually
Trump
was.
coin, will select a topic to be indexed from any category.
Hills.
The literal god presiding, yours truly, will grant a preliminary rating on each relevant category. Before passing final judgment, the opposition will be allowed a chance to rebuttal, and the nominator will be allowed a brief response in an attempt to change the ruling of me. Please refer to the rating indices on the official Eisen Index Google document or appropriate Google slide. Tonight, for our 4th edition, we will be opening the floor at the end of debate to stream chat as well as our 2 debaters to review any complaints and additional objections to previously indexed topics. Please stand by for the flipping of the Lucky Trump coin, which we shall reference to determine our first debater.
Please.
This will be
tails.
Warcry's
Maybe
heads, Sarfnic tails.
It's always that way. I'm always a tails man. Well, not
Okay,
always, but I
heads,
guess-
Warcries.
Fuck.
Okay, let us.
Nominate your first subject.
Let's begin with. Let's begin with Coot.
Warcry
one to take off
nominate
my list.
Easy for Coot.
We
Go
like
ahead and find an
Big cameo.
image while I set the
Sarfnic.
stage.
Is there an appropriate image that he does not mind sharing?
Allow me to search. I have to disable my screen though.
Make sure that it is not one he minds as sharing, please. With a pinch of beer, okay.
Yeah.
Do not fear, I have one. Let me just pull it up quickly. This one he will not mind at all. Wow, for the first time ever, my thing is not loading. This is bad. Here we go. Actually, wait, I don't think I have this photo anymore. Fuck.
Just go back and get like a screenshot of him from season 3 as the daddy owl.
That's what I was doing. And I couldn't, I forgot I deleted my screenshots from then.
Check.
So I'm just going to last season. Alright. I think it's like 200 screenshots.
All right. While that image is coming up, Warcry has chosen to review Coot.
I can
Okay.
put this on my screen.
The relevance to the literal god of Coot, Sarfnic's brother, is obviously going to be a derivative function of Sarfnic's relevance to the literal god, which means it will be substantially less, perhaps even an order of magnitude less. His lifestyle, culture, and experiences are not relevant to me in any way. He is anathema to me in virtually all things. That will dock both his personal approval and relevance to the literal god. We're going to give the relevance to the literal god a C. The philosophical merit of Coot. I've been waiting for this. Coot,
Who's about to get crazy?
you, my friend, are getting not one cringe, but 2 cringes in both of your merits. As a matter of fact,
I have a better.
your meritocratic merit is cringe. Let me explain to you why the philosophical and rational merit of Coot are cringe. The philosophical merit of Coot is cringe because he defends evil individuals on a regular basis, including those he doesn't happen to agree with, because I agree with them. He disagrees with me, which is a philosophical demerit in its own right, as well as a rational one. I mean, even Coot can understand the power of the literal god. But wait, he can't, or else he wouldn't go to war with me on so many things. So that's why the rational merit is the cringe. He is an abusive brother. I don't give a damn what you say, Sard. If you don't want me to think of him as abusive, then stop telling me about all the times he abuses you. The meme potential of Coot is his strongest aspect. There is an absolute gem produced by Coot, that being, you a 10-year-old woman.
While we were playing Ark.
While we were playing Ark. Now, that on its own would be a
I'll add you right at
tier
your
meme.
grandparents' house.
But he's a one-hit wonder. Meme potential of Coot, because the potential has already been realized, and even though it was good, it was just one hit, we're gonna give a B. My personal approval of Coot. This should need no discussion. Virtually nothing you can say, unless it is new information to me, will be able to change personal approval or philosophical merit. Warcry, you nominated Coot. Sarfnic, what do you have to say in this filth's defense?
Alright, so I think the meme potential should be raised to an A because it's hilarious to be around him and like he never fails to present funny. I mean, yeah, it's cringe being around him, but that's kind of funny in the end. And he doesn't, I mean, other than like helping a hacker on Hearth, he hasn't really done anything bad to our group. I think his meme potential should be risen.
Other than breaking the literal most unbreakable rule, he's done nothing bad.
But
folks.
yet again,
You
that has
heard it
nothing to
here
do with meme
first.
potential, so I don't have to worry about that.
You're right, it has to do with rational merit and personal approval, which are already cringe, baby. I'm not convinced. War cries.
This is, after all, a debate between two contestants. You can dispute this, sir, but you a 10-year-old woman.
I agree. The overall
Oh,
rating
God,
of
please.
Coot
Is it F or some shit? It's not bad, it's gonna be. Yep.
is an F- human. The only reason that I did not put Coot to cringe is because once upon a time, the utility of laughing at stupid people existed. Next up, Sarfnic, nominate your first subject.
You've already heard of it. The Hearth Hype song.
He's really
AFK moment.
You can't tell.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I didn't know.
What's that?
You already know what it is. The Hearth Hype
What is-
song.
The Hearth Hype song.
I may allow a
All
replay
right.
too of it, just so. And I guess take into account the music video, maybe.
I veto that replay
Why?
because I need my ears to be functional.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I've rewatched that song a lot. I don't know when was the last time you watched it, but
That shit haunts my nightmares. Please, someone get an image for the Season 5 Hearth Hype song.
Sard is on it.
Alright, while that's happening, the Hearth Hype song's lyrical significance.
Wow.
He rhymes worth with worth in this song. Take that cringe and be grateful. The melodic significance of the Hearth Hype song is not awful on the instrumental. Was it IBC who sung it with you? I think it was IBC's
Yep,
vocals were
had
actually quite
vocals.
good. IBC's vocals were quite good. Cannot play a song longer than 3 hours. It literally just allowed us to play a song that is exactly 3 hours. Okay. I don't know if it's the correct image to use here, but whatever. The melodic significance is saved slightly by IBC's vocals, and therefore this will get a D. The personal resonance to this song is obviously a cringe. I agree with nothing that is said here. It is defamatory. Defamatory. Quote, Hearth is all mine to destroy.
Oh, he's playing.
I don't want to destroy Hearth. I want to harvest its natural resources.
I wrote the lyrics.
Can we just get to silence for a moment
To
here?
his part. So yeah, let's get into it. Team Lorax. We
What
go
are you
to
retarded?
win This is the re-sing. This is not the actual
Yeah,
song.
whatever, it's off even.
Hog.
I know. I know.
I was doing without
Our name's
lyrics.
Team
It's in force.
Lorax. We protect the trees. Our stars
That
will
makes
burn
it
you
better.
can just do whatever you please. So why don't you just listen here to see what we mean? See, I don't
You've
know.
You rhymed please with mean.
Hey man, I used rhyme zone for those lyrics. It took like 40 minutes to write them all.
Well, there's your fucking problem. There's literally a diss in an ERB that is about using rhyme zone. Never use rhyme zone. I shouldn't have to tell
I literally
you that-
MX2 and just said if you want to write a good song and you don't know what to use,
What?
rhyme zone.
What? Don't write the song. Don't
Sure,
write,
MX2
don't
is a
write the
libtard,
goddamn
but-
song.
Hey man, gotta respect
Ugh.
actual good songwriters.
Originality of the Hearth Hype song. It's so uniquely cringe that it happens to be rather original. Here's the problem. You didn't make the beat. You used builds that I basically brought into being along with war cries.
Good music video.
It revolved around my lore. It revolved around defamation.
that was on purpose.
Originality of a turd can only be turd. The originality of this is degenerate. The genre. Huh. Theme songs. I don't mind theme songs, but this doesn't fall into good theme songs. And
Gotta
it's
make a
not
song
like
for
an
next
intro that you used repeatedly for the episodes or anything. It was kind of a one-off hit piece. It's basically battle rap without the rap and with very little battle. I'm going to give the genre of this an F. The artist approval. We actually have an understanding here because we have the artist's approval, personal approval, rated in the Eisen index. The approval of Sarfnic is a C. I will give the artist approval here a C.
Can't wait to defend the song. dude.
Okay. Sarfnic, you nominated this War Cries. What would you like to see changed?
Look. I mean, I'm just going to go on a limb here and say the personal resonance is a bit. It should be K at this point.
Why?
I mean, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. You gotta gotta protect Hearth. You can't burn it down like the Aetherians and the fucking Nixite boys are trying
Fucking
to do.
defamation.
Exactly.
Defamation, I say. I think we've heard enough, Mr. War Cries. Mr. Sarfnic.
Well, first off, you give the lyrical significance a cringe, but you forget about how intelligently crafted some of these were. There was some very good
Details
moments.
rotten.
When the music video was honestly actually probably S tier. The part where War Cries was saying, "I just want money" or whatever, and he's just throwing emeralds at a villager.
Which
Magnificent. And then Aramis launching
Fool,
that
War Cries does not
down.
deal in emeralds. He deals in
Defamation
netherite blocks.
was on purpose. It was meant to be exaggerated, like a
Wait,
political
it-
laugh.
Defamation.
It's proven. It's proven.
I had to go against what you guys said, and I just want to take over everything. That was kind of accurate, not gonna lie.
Oh, that Sarfnic wants to take over the boys.
That was Aramis who said that in the video, by the way. And
I said Hearth is all mine
look
to
at the
destroy.
beautiful
in the video.
builds, dude. There were such wonderful builds using that music.
Those are my motherfucking builds.
I mean, I built those trees. I built the truffle forest there.
Oh, I helped you with the
What?
truffle trees.
The one with, like, the birch
Congratulations!
village.
You
I
placed
basically built all
several
that.
blocks of birch wood and colored wool.
Yeah, it took like a while because those trees required decay.
Oh my god.
And congratulations to you! You built a quartz air. You built O'Hare's airship in Minecraft. I gotta give you some. Congratulations
Sarfnic,
to
sir,
that.
you agree to these debate rules. Please shut the fuck up and never talk about this.
You're not the moderator, War Cries.
The Hearth hype song is only spared a cringe from cringe because of IBC's vocals. IBC, if you ever watch this is on you, man. You held this from being a cringe. Well done.
If IBC
Go
sang
on The
this
Voice
song,
or
what would it
something.
be? What
If
would-
IBC alone sang the song, probably just an F.
Oh.
Maybe even an F plus. Next, War Cries.
Had two fucking. Let's go. Let's not troll Sard anymore with the shit stuff he's done and his relatives. Let's go Hearth.
Just the general concept,
Another
as in
one
the lore
straight off
concept,
my-
or as the server.
The general concept, yes.
Okay, so the lore.
That would include things like the community and everything in it.
I'm gonna say that's too broad a category.
Well then, I'll go the community of Hearth. There you go.
The community of Hearth would be an entity, so let's get to reviewing.
It's been a while since we reviewed an entity.
Wow, man, I didn't know Hearth was enough for us.
Go ahead and get yourself an appropriate logo.
I have one.
Also, Nep, stick around. You might get to pick something if you stick around.
True.
Maybe the little God approves. And if
Do
you
we
can't
have
stick
an
around-
audience request? Do we have an audience request here? Do I see
He said something about
Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah.
We'll note that and we'll use it in one of the future debates. I saw Five Nights at Freddy's there. Okay.
A future debate. Right, now this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. We'll be crowdsourcing a bunch of things to index, and then we will be doing all of the crowdsourced ones in their own debate, probably episode 6 or episode 5. Philosophical merit of the community of Hearth, as heralded by patrons Warcries and Aramis. Individually, they are flawed. Together, we make one of the grandest shitpost arenas in the world. It's fantastic. We have spanned many games. We have spanned many years together. The philosophical merit of the Hearthland community as a concept was engineered to be a CAC. But we can always improve. We have the philosophical merit of the Hearth community in S. Ape together strong. The rational merit of the Hearth community. In its early days, this would have probably gotten a cringe. In its more recent, refined form with orderly ranks to reward the successful, the ambitious, the creative, and the powerful. The rational merit of the Hearth community is quite nice. We have avoided channel flood with excellent role assignment in recent years. We have seen to it that the players who play the most and who are the most contributing are rewarded through our veterancy system. All of these systems are new, and it only shows that the rational merit of the Hearth community is very high. As again I say, the rationales of the individuals may not be a keck, but ape together strong. The meme potential of the Hearth community is a keck, this should go without saying. And while I have my grievances with some individuals in the Hearth community, my personal approval of the server and of the overarching clan of individuals is very high.
I'm not
Good with the bad, though. The entire idea of the Hearth community being somewhat open does allow the personal approval to get diluted slightly. However, I do take immeasurable pride in my own work, so that's going to be a very high rating for the Hearth community.
In fact, all three of us are the Hearth
Warcries,
creators.
Yeah, there you go. Warcries, you nominated this. Sarfnic, what would you like to see changed?
Sarfnic would like to see... I don't know, everything's perfect. Philosophical merit should be... It should be a cringe.
Really?
Hearth has no philosophical merit. It is meant as a social server.
Yeah, man, just look at
There's no philosophical merit to socialization.
Cringe, I say.
Spoken like a true introvert.
Allow me to fix
Okay,
this.
Mr. Warcries.
So, let me just say first, this has been a walk through so far. Second,
I didn't know.
I'd
I didn't know
argue
what to say. I
that
just wanted to say
personal approval. Everything else I agree with. Personal approval, in its case, could be higher in some cases, as they are selectively chosen communities as well as the public communities, depending on.
It's a good call.
It wouldn't like at most it would be to an S, but other than that, I have no issues. We would be walking on the show.
Sarfnic, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Okay. I think I'm ready to make an assessment on the Hearth community. Hearth community is an S-tier entity. It's still improving. It's got a lot of room to grow. The potential. Notice potential, relevance, and rational merit are all great things, indicators of growth. You could even say this is an S+. Okay.
Good. You took
The Hearth community.
Warcries.
Okay.
You were the one who.
Warcries nominated this, did he?
Yes.
Sard, bring forth your second subject.
My second subject is Lord Garmadon from TV series Ninjago.
Lord Garmadon from TV series Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. Please give me a moment.
To set the stage.
I have the chat popped out for reference, sorry.
Ninjago. I can't because of how my second monitor is set up.
Get yourself your image and we can
Yeah.
begin.
I already have the image from last debate. Wait, unsupported image type. Okay, I'll just use this one.
Lord Garmadon. Relevance of this character to the literal god. I do kind of resonate to Garmadon a little bit. I actually quite enjoy the relevance of storyline between the saga of the literal god and the lore of Lord Garmadon. We're going to give the relevance because Ninjago is also brought up so much, and because I believe he to be the one of the few redeeming parts of Ninjago. I'm going to give the relevance an A. The philosophical merit of Lord Garmadon initially was garbage. It would have been a cringe. They brought back his character, made him somewhat nuanced, somewhat believable, and actually revealed him to be a fairly deep thinker, as well as a competent individual when it comes to matters of morality. While I don't agree with the manic destruction BS that they pulled with him immediately, the philosophical merit had improved. I'd want to watch more Ninjago with him as the centerfold.
Hasn't been seen.
Philosophical merit of Lord Garmadon is a B. The rational merit of Lord Garmadon cannot be matched. The rational merit of Lord Garmadon, let's break it down. So, shadow magic is always a big thing when it comes to rational merit. The guy is proficient with all weapon types. He is a master of Spinjitzu in his own right. He has some good bloodlines. The rational merit of Lord Garmadon is very high. And he made many good memes, including the one where he joins the tornado. The most famous usage of this meme was during a vote to remove a rather toxic player from the Among Us community of Hearth, known as Mira, and Sarfnic was famously posed as Lord Garmadon, making the correct decision and joining the rest of us to form the mega tornado to throw Mira out. The potential is quite good. My personal approval of Lord Garmadon as a character for Lego Ninjago is very high. He is the only character that would get an objectively good rating with the potential exception of Wu, in my view, and potentially Lloyd in later seasons. We're going to give the personal approval of Garmadon as a character. Even though he is the best in Ninjago, he is not particularly great overarching. Alright, Sard, you nominated Lord Garmadon. Warcries, what do we think here?
Yeah, I agree with most of this. I mean, I'd say the pronunciation and direction of the show is stellar.
Mike's being shitty for me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay. Is it working fine now?
Not really.
How's that?
Not much better.
What the fuck? One sec.
Trash.
It seems like one of the debaters' mics is destroyed.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good now.
No, oh, yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. I think.
How is it right
No, it's bad now.
Now it's shitty again.
Yeah.
Please stand by. Technical difficulties.
Let me play the. Get that image.
No.
Yeah, if I was to
how-
have,
how is it now?
Okay, perfect.
There we go. Okay, so I mean, I'd say everything's pretty on point. If there were a section for this, his implementation in the show compared to the other areas wasn't as good, but there's not actually an area
True.
for this.
True.
Although it
That would
affect the
reduce
approval overall.
that would reduce the score of Lego Ninjago as the show. So, if Warcries has no more objections, Sarfnic, what would you like to see changed?
all right. So I believe you haven't seen the other seasons, so I wouldn't really think that would matter anyways, because I think this is basically just a rating of Garmadon from season 8 to 10, with just the other
8
things
to 11,
combined.
yeah.
I guess you could count some of his past as well. Kind of not really that explored. That the fact that he was bitten by a snake, he was originally good, and he was bitten by a snake, and that gave evil in his veins, which I guess that makes sense because it was the Great Devourer. If you've seen the
A
Jago,
magical snake.
was literally the season 1 finale boss. Whatever. And actually, quite ironically, the Great Devourer is the one who is responsible for Harumi, the person who resurrected
Yeah.
Garmadon evilly. I thought it was good that he had to find his human side again, because he was literally resurrected as an evil creature, and he was being kind of swayed by his daughter of darkness, if you know who I'm talking about. And
So
when she
Garmadon,
died-
as a subject, I will like to say I am a sucker for redemption arcs. I am a full-blown sucker for redemption arcs. Illidan Stormrage Light is what I would describe Lord Garmadon
here's the
as.
thing. We have no idea. Yeah, Lord Garmadon's last appearance was season 10. A good redemption arc. Kind of like the Pythor one in season 4, but you would not know that at all.
I
Probably
wouldn't.
Pythor is Keck. Probably would be a favorite of yours, actually, if you watched the past. But yeah, I think his redemption arc was good. I guess his motives always have been efficiency. And I think season 10 did a good job when he was confused by emotion. I really enjoyed that. Like, probably my favorite part of season 10. But yeah, no other.
I'm going to go ahead and reduce the relevance to the literal god to a B. But Garmadon's a pretty good character. I like him a lot. A minus.
Perfect.
Sard, you nominated Lord Garmadon. Warcries, nominate your third and final topic for the night.
What's my final then? Okay, so you do want to do your topic, correct?
If you nominate it, I'll do it.
Well then, I know what Sard's gonna choose. We all know. I just want him to stick to that.
Would you like to seed your turn order?
I would like to see.
So we save the biggest for last, because you know that's going to be the biggest. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarfnic, you may nominate an additional topic.
Alright, so Sarfnic wasn't exactly sure. I don't know what I thought he did. But Sarfnic nominates Among Us, the game.
Among Us. Okay. Please give me a moment.
Why didn't you? What? I'm so confused. Sard, why didn't you choose? What? Let me message.
What did Warcries think I was going to choose? Reviewing Ninjago again? Oh, yeah, he thought...
Among Us by good old Inner Sloth.
Not today.
Let's jump into it. The core gameplay of Among Us, provided you do it in a private lobby with the correct settings, is straight up wonderful. I have not had so much fun with so simple a game in forever. When you give the core gameplay of Among Us, well, it could be a little bit more engaging and fleshed out. For what it is, I am tempted to give the core gameplay of Among Us an S. Just for experience there. Sustainability of Among Us is really good. because of the amount of scenarios that it generates, not only as to who are the imposters and who are the crewmates, but the strategy and meta play that goes into all of this. Everything from vocal intonation and clever lie crafting can be used to sustain the actual experience of Among Us. It's why people like Toast don't burn out of this game. They keep trying all these ludicrous strategies. I'm going to give the sustainability of Among Us a kick.
Poggers. Yeah, we're going to be doing some events over Winter Break, by the way.
Because it's largely dependent on the community, if nothing else. The story of Among Us is unimportant. Their game theories on this are bullshit. I don't see any reason to give this anything more than a C. It's not going to factor into the end game much, though, because it's not a story-based game. The visuals of Among Us. I get the little derpy art style. I get that it's meant to be lean. The visuals are not where this game shines. It could use some work. I mean, there was someone who I believe rendered it as a 3D thing that will soon be fully operational, fully playable. So that'd be really nice. I actually watched the developmental video on that, so the visuals compared to what they could be are... Ugh.
Yeah, Mr. Beast did a bunch of vids on that.
Score and sound design of Among Us is little. The sound design is good, pleasing, simple. The score, for what it is irrelevant, pretty much.
Not right. Yeah, these things aren't really relevant to the game. It's more about the gameplay for this game. It's also made...
The refinement and development of Among Us was a rocky process. The game hasn't changed much. There's a bunch of exploits, there's a bunch of hackers. I mean, I'm glad it's getting some attention now, but... The Among Us community is full of both bad eggs and good eggs, and randos in lobbies that are just assholes and bad at existence. So we're gonna give the community here... The community is largely... The community that you would interact with, anyway, is largely scaled to your play group, right? But I don't think that necessarily encapsulates community here. Because what about the single player games that we've done so far? So, community... Because of Toast alone, we'll give this an B. Because I like Toast.
And a B. We're a B.
Sard, you nominated Among Us. War Cries.
Okay.
Let's get started.
Let's think here. I agree with the core gameplay, sustainability, story. If I'm correct though, does it even have story?
There's been game theory and shit on it, but I don't buy it.
Well then, if you don't buy it, wouldn't it just be not applicable in that case and have no rating at all?
No, because that immediately goes to... So what this means is that story will be about as neutral as possible, which is around what Callow is. And because story is unimportant to Among Us, that C will factor in virtually not at all to the rating.
Oh, okay.
The same thing with visuals and score sound design in this instance.
Uh-huh. Score sound design is effectively non-existent.
Oh, I have an argument I can make. I have an argument.
Refinement/development. Yeah, I'd agree there. I mean, they didn't really care about it much after the initial 3 releases, and then it became super popular. What they seem to be doing is impressive, but we don't actually know how that's gonna go.
We'll see. We'll see. Shelve it for the reviews.
Yeah, community I agree with.
Okay, Sard.
Well, I've actually got a good point here. I'd argue that there is a story. You, the people, make the story. I saw Red fake a task.
Okay.
Me and him were buddying up in electrical.
Hold on. More cries? Hold on.
The story of the game. And you investigate. I'd argue that the rounds themselves are like stories. I mean, of course,
right, sure, but the surrounding lore is more what I go for with stories. That's, for instance, why you didn't see the story of Ark rate much higher. Even though I personally really like the story of Ark. There just is no substance here.
And
there would be something like all the encounters I could retell of are ludicrous moments in here, and that would contribute more as a factor of gameplay to me. And
I
the
have a
amount
second
of
thing.
those that I could generate and tell you about.
I'd argue that refinement / development should be higher because it was literally a 3-man team. I guess there was a woman in there too, but 3-person team was working on the game, and it became literally millions playing it in like September, October. And that it's kind of hard to manage a game when you're 3 people.
Here's the
and
thing.
millions of players.
If they'd gotten that much support behind it, they either one wouldn't need only
They've already
3
hired
people.
more.
They could shelve more people in that instance. Again, a lot of what this development is going towards off this gigantic popularity surge is going to be shown. Like, you may well see refinement and development for Among Us jump dramatically when it comes to review sessions, because we haven't seen them at work yet. There's a lot of lag time, particularly in the game dev scene, when it comes to this sort of thing. I'm eager to see where they go. Apparently, they've got some new maps coming out. The latest developmental thing has been great, which is why I didn't rate this any lower. I love the new features that they added. Let's see if they can keep doing that. And this game's history would not preclude it from getting anything higher than maybe like an A. It could go as high as that. We'll see. I'm not going to change that right now, though. Not to mention there's a lot of loopholes with exploiters and hackers still. I'm going to give Among Us I'm going to give Among Us an A. I think. Yeah, we'll give Among Us an A. War Cries, nominate your final and what is sure to be the most action-packed segment and profoundly discussed segment yet.
I'm guessing it's
Well,
gonna be a 7.
Aramis,
Oh,
would you like to introduce it, as you know what it is already?
No, I would not. I'd like to hear it from your lips so that you're implicated.
Okay, so, anyways, today we will be doing ASMR as our final nomination. Let it begin.
That's actually quite good.
Oh, I didn't know.
War Cries nominates the broad topic of ASMR. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a very profound discussion. This will be a very lengthy discussion. This may well be the longest individual subject that we go on about in the entirety of the Eisen Index so far, and I have good reason. Bear with me. War Cries, find us a good image. I'll begin this little segment with a lovely little preface here. Until one lovely lass known as Fiona brought this up as a joke during a Discord call an eternity ago. It became the single, probably funniest meme that was revived by Sarfnic's Kibe Funny Moments video on YouTube. Fiona, if you guys don't remember, came up to the mic one day. She was a young lass. She was hanging out with my cousin. It was at my graduation party, I want to say. Anyway, Fiona was the daughter of a family friend, okay. And she comes up to the mic and says, "Hi, everyone. Say hi to Fiona." And everyone says hi. And she's like, "No, I need to hear them say it." So I take off my headset, and then she just, out of the blue, goes, "Let's do ASMR."
Oh, I got a
shocked
big smile on my
silence.
face, dude. Like mumbo jumbo.
I didn't exactly know what ASMR was. I'd heard inklings. There had been a Super Bowl ad, I think, that was ASMR themed. For those that don't know, ASMR stands for, if I'm not mistaken, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's basically, some in slang call it tingles, which is basically verbal nervous connection based on sound. Now, you have to understand, I didn't know what this was. I had only heard it referenced in the mimetic culture of Hearth. I had no idea it was as far-flung as it was. I will be breaking down the various categories of ASMR that I have heard. Once upon a time, we made a meme about this and it was revived just before we did, I think, the second Eisen Index public debate. I have never necessarily studied something so hard so rapidly. In my quest to experience all things that humanity has to offer me, this was perhaps the most bizarre and one of the most consuming of my curiosity for days on end. I will take you through my entire experience and entire journey. That being said, let's get into the first few initial ratings here. Yes, thank you, Sarfnic, and writing down there in the description.
And it's Fiomia.
The relevance to the literal god of ASMR a short time ago would have been next to nothing. A joke spoken by a child in years past to a disgruntled Discord call of you two, and who was it? Boof with us? I think Boof was with us. She might have been.
This is true.
Relevance to the literal god.
Fact check.
ASMR has allowed me to experience many things and gain many insights. It has shaped my core philosophy, and I am delighted to have subsumed the knowledge that ASMR can provide. The philosophical and rational merits of ASMR we'll skip over for a moment. The meme potential of ASMR, even though it was a one-time thing at first. How it is referenced in culture, particularly the culture of Gen Z, the meme potential of ASMR is a kick. I will now, to basically shield myself from manipulation here, describe what amounts to the 4 categories of ASMR that I have determined to be existent. ASMR is an extraordinarily varied art. First off, you have the simple tingle sounds. You have bubble wrap popping. You have rain and thunderstorms. Those trigger meridian responses. Those are forms of ASMR. Soothing rainforest ambiance could be considered by some to be ASMR. Next, and this one kind of surprised me with how ingrained it is and how staunch a bloody community is behind it. What we'll call for this instant innocent role plays. The amount of audio roleplay, particularly on YouTube and Reddit of all places, don't ask how I know that one, I had to get my info from outside sources there, is astounding. But what is even more astounding is the utterly random assortment of experiences that you can witness if you click onto any one of these videos. I kid you not. This has been some of the most bizarre things I've ever heard, or seen for that matter. One particular sticks out. A 54-minute, 4-second long ASMR where the doctor is interviewing you on what kind of SCP you are.
Just see this.
Take this in for a moment. He's a really good voice actor, too.
SCP-049. RMS SCP-049. Exactly.
And it's just 50 minutes of him interviewing you on what kind of SCP you are. What the fuck? Rarely do I pause in the midst of a lecture to say, what the fuck? But that's not all. No. That's only the innocent role plays. You get a lot of D&Ders. You get a lot of audio drama types.
Was shocked by how good.
And I've listened to certain audio dramas. One in particular from the Warhammer universe sticks out with Brian Blessed voicing Gotrek. That is not ASMR. It's audio drama. It's a little bit different. It's basically ASMR but way, way longer and with a way better story. Let's go to the slightly less innocent and, dare I say, slightly darker edge of the audio roleplay industry. Again, I had no idea how how entrenched this community is. How the fuck didn't I hear of this? I consider myself rather well informed. A grand coalition, a last alliance of furries, weebs, lonely doomers, and perhaps celestial travelers like myself randomly coming across romantic role plays. This is a thing, apparently. I had to know just exactly the rationale behind this. And you go down to the comments section, and the music is perfect for this. It's a little sad. I didn't necessarily know what to think at first. You see, out of all human experiences, the one that I both have personally the least with and know the least about would be romance. It is fascinating to see how people think romance should actually play out in the forms of ASMRs. Not good, mind you, but interesting. I'll try anything once. I don't quite know how I felt about that.
Was that
one has a lot of
Wacko Warner
substance
quote?
behind it. What?
Silence.
A Wacko Warner? What's a Wacko Warner? How dare you interrupt my
Fine.
profound lectures? Shut
I'll
fuck.
send after.
And then you have straight up erotica, which is, well, it's erotica. That's where most of the weebs and furries are entrenched. Mostly the weebs. You know, those fucking neckos, they gotta have their fix somehow. Anyway.
Here,
Yeah, exactly.
Ian.
See? I will say, the DNDers always make the best erotica. Without fail. Reason being is because the self-same universe that Baldur's Gate takes place in has many an erotica themed around it. Even though that game in of itself can get erotic. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I would lie if I said Big Titty Barbarian GF hauling me off to Icewind Dale did not sound appealing. Anyway. Wacko will do anything. What is this, Sarfnic?
He'll try anything once, dude.
What the fuck? Sir. I mean, openness to experience and all that. If I'm to subsume all existing knowledge, quantify everything, then ASMR is a very variant subject. The philosophical merit of ASMR is probably the most taxing to quantify here, because it's all over the fucking place. At first, you have this SCP guy asking you, what kind of SCP are you? Next, you know, it's goddamn lewd neckos and vampiric ASMR. Yeah, that's a thing for the people who didn't think Twilight was enough. I've been to some dark corners of YouTube. I've seen some weird things in life. I've seen some shitty things in life. I don't know that I've actually ever been disturbed by what I've seen of ASMR. And it's not the erotica. It's the innocent romantic roleplay ones with all those sad humans down in the chat. It has awakened my sense of humanity and promptly made me want to throw it in the garbage because of how I feel about this, which is because I don't know how I feel about this. It is the single strangest phenomenon that I have ever encountered. I'm going to give the personal approval and philosophical merit a question mark. I have no fucking idea. The rational merit of this is obvious. I was pretty much blind when I was born. My eyesight was so goddamn bad. So naturally I developed superhuman hearing and all that sort of shit. I had listened to audiobooks nonstop ever since I was like age 6. ASMR in some instances is helpful for this. In some instances has perverted it in all sorts of delightfully degenerate ways. I'm gonna give the rational merit of ASMR an S. Now let's see if I can thrash out these question marks. The philosophical merit of ASMR. I think it's too broad a subject to quantify. I may well have to pass on this. It's such a strange thing, so let's go through all those categories to see if I can actually... I'm going to open the floor for debate and input here. Know that I am not being ironic or mimetic in any of this. Tell me your thoughts. What would you like to see changed of the things that we have changed so far? I will then go back and see if I can learn from these insights.
Sarfnic, you are. I am.
Alright, Warcry has nominated this topic. Sarfnic, what is your input on this? Honestly, I don't
Stop
know.
talking to your
I don't listen to ASMR, Aramis. And I don't plan on listening to ASMR. I do not
There's
personally
always
find
a
audio
ASMR.
pleasing. Although music's pleasing.
Don't find
ASMR
audio
is
pleasing.
much. ASMR could almost be its own topic of sound. Well, it is.
sorry.
Its own topic of
There's
sound.
always.
If you do,
So,
if you play your cards wisely, I may do a Master Wu ASMR.
Yeah, not with that voice, pal.
I can go Von Connery if you like, which is Sean Connery's still living younger cousin.
Sarfnic recommends that you give relevance to literal God an S because I don't really think it's actually that important to you. Like, it's ASMR.
Relevance,
think it's that.
relevance and importance are not the same thing.
Well,
The
I don't think it's
skeleton
that-
lord got a cack in relevance to the literal god.
Okay, then. I'm gonna mute the bot because I don't like ASMR.
Are you seriously playing the fucking SCP thing?
what? You're complaining?
I muted the bot.
I was very confused when I first heard this.
I'm gonna watch it all tonight. By the way.
What SCP would
I didn't listen to it all. I didn't listen to it much. I kind of saw it, listened to the first bit, and I think I was asleep by like minute 10. We'll say the rational merit of ASMR is not a kick, because people somehow think you need ASMR to sleep. No. There's Hollow Knight music. There is Hollow Knight music. Hollow Knight music is still very much.
Or there's also noise
going to
machines.
the
So they work.
philosophical merit of ASMR, because it can skew to some of the more dark and corruptible things of the nature of Gen Z in particular. That primordial starving for touch that most are males in college are. You know the philosophical merit name. We give it a B, borderline, because this could easily become a destructive force. I'm going to keep the personal approval at a question mark. I don't know how to feel about this. Like I said, it's the single most bizarre phenomenon I have seen humans conjure. And I might think I'm being dramatic there, but I've seen a lot of shit. I've read about a lot more shit. This, I don't know that I can quantify. We'll open the floor to
Ard, your
reviews
mic
now.
is shit, by the way.
Unless Warcries has some input here.
I mean, let's see here. Let's do an interview with Aramis here. So,
But he wants me to tell him.
what
it's like
object
bad when it's
class
bad,
would
so
you
I
say
have
you
to-
are?
Organism.
Well, yes. I guess it does slim down a bit. But we've got so you're obviously not neutralized. You're alive. Are you safe? I don't think
Yeah.
so. You're not being contained right now.
No.
Euclid. If you can store it, if I can store you in a box, and you won't break out, and there won't be any danger, then you are Euclid.
Mm.
If you are
No.
Keter, there would have to be additional protections. If you are if you are past that, Apollyon or Thaumian, then you would be completely impossible to attain through other reasons.
The second.
Interesting. Okay.
I get
so,
the point.
Has
Do you have any
I
changes to the letter grid?
object class.
I think I'd be.
I
a
would
geek.
like to
I'll try
ask
anything
you,
once.
what anomalous
Are you seriously doing this?
what anomalous traits do
Massive
you have,
ionic
Aramis?
in
All
part.
right, do the outro, Aramis.
The outro. We're not done yet. This is a review section. If you remember, you agreed to these debate rules.
I don't want to hear
What,
Warcries
if
ask
any-
questions about what SCP you are. I'd be a Euclid, by the way.
What,
War.
if any?
So,
Yeah, we gather, Sarfnic. What would you like to see revised from previous Eisen Index entries?
Let's go back to the beginning. The far beginning. Ninjago you're already there. You knew. Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. Sarfnic would like to see a revision of this because I believe that I could.
A revision to
Oh, God.
category.
Score/sound design.
Score/sound design. I know the sound design of which you speak. Warcries, go ahead and put some of that on for us in rhythm in here because I've not had a chance to listen to it.
Okay, I've had a formal debate with Sard on this before.
Yeah, we had like an in-text debate where Warcries basically tried to argue that Jay Walker and Michael Kramer can't make music.
No, I didn't. I just argued that I personally don't like their type of music due to the, I guess.
Alright, Sard will play the music because I
melodic
have a playlist full of
access
good Ninjago. Well, Warcries actually has access to the bot. Never mind.
Well, no, go ahead. I don't have it all.
I don't have access to the bot though in this channel.
Go to bot. No, you do, Sard. What do you mean?
Do I just go to bot? Do I just go to bot channel?
You go to bot channel.
Okay, so I have a playlist where I put this shit. How much songs do you want me to do? Because I'll do.
Do full playlist.
Just play some. Just play some for the. I'm actually listening to some in the private as well.
Okay. Let's go with. Let's start with Ye of Little Faith from season 9. A fan favorite for sure.
I was listening to that one right now.
Turn up the rhythm bot is recommended. I'm ready for the copyright strikes, by the way. Hit me.
No, Aramis. Just say so far.
Hold on. It's under review. Okay, so I've listened to most of these, or skipped through a couple of these. In order from the bottom, this is A, C, B, A.
Let me go back to it so I know which ones they are. So,
Raise score sound design to a B.
okay, so
I'd actually.
which one was the C? Shintaro.
I would like to bring this up. Now, this is more personal preference. I'm assuming you rate this on personal preference still, Aramis? You haven't, like, gone back on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my initial argument still is going. So, I'm gonna go here. Sard, can you just give us some context in the first time that song is played?
Hunted soundtrack. This one. All right,
No,
this one
previous
was. This one was played. Not this one.
No, Ye of Little Faith.
Yeah, the Ye of Little Faith. This was played during a flashback in the Hunted season. Wu was in the.
Okay,
He was in the
and
first
what
realm,
was
and
happening?
he was dreaming. He had a memory of probably like about 1,000 years back, where he was with his brother Garmadon and his father, the first Spinjitzu master, aka the creator of Ninjago.
Yeah.
And basically, Garmadon had taken all the worms and they were fishing, and Wu was like, "How am I going to catch a fish?" And then his father responds with, "You both are born with tremendous gifts, and if you have faith, you will catch a fish."
No,
and basically he caught a fish, and
Now,
it was
what
no on. There's more.
Okay, go ahead.
And this scene actually was a message. Probably it was like a dream message because, quite coincidentally,
I don't
the
need that.
character
I
they
don't
were
need this
with in the realm was named Faith, and it was.
I don't need
telling
this
to
bit.
trust Faith. Okay.
So, this is kind of a personal preference, but I really like when the lore or the current ongoings of the plot and story are actually involved in the music. Yet another reason I like some of the more unique Hollow Knight songs.
Correct. Particularly this happens with Warhammer 2.
Yeah.
Basically the status of action on the screen. Hollow Knight's transition into the action themes is fucking flawless.
Anyways, continuing. It does well with the peaceful bit, but I'd expect there to be a few audio cues in terms of, the worms being stolen and stuff like that. That is something I do dislike about
That
it.
was technically.
I also just
started.
do not. There are some points in which the flute playing feels kind of off to me. Particularly.
Cheesy. I got used to that in Mr. Pandaria for sure.
Yeah, it was a bit too much for me.
Are we gonna be reviewing all of these, by the way? Because I'd love to play the other ones.
It depends. We're gonna be going for a while here. It's what Aramis wants and what you want.
You have to spot individual coronavirus. You have to spot individual letters and argue as to why they should be changed on individuals.
So this one was an A, correct?
Up sound design to a B in Lego Ninjago.
Yep.
Overall rating will remain unchanged. Go ahead, sir. Do you have anything else?
Any other music?
Nor any other revisions?
Okay.
I still like the sound design itself is shit.
I believe that we actually made a revision last one
stellar by any means.
to the War Cries character.
It is, but I downgraded it because of that last time.
We raise one of his merits or meme potential to a K? Yeah, we did. To a Kek.
And the worst piece of audio in Lego Ninjago is obviously the voice acting. The sound design is standard.
Maybe we could make a revision to Old Vale, since a new episode has aired since the last. I believe War Cries has watched all of them now.
I mean, okay, I'll do. I've watched all of them except the very final. I haven't finished the very final.
The Old Vale survivors. Go ahead.
All right. So what do I want revised? If anything, I'd argue we revise score/sound design, right? For Old
Okay.
Vale.
Why?
Well,
No, I'd like.
That I've
Despite the fact that okay, so I'm gonna dispute this before Sard even starts. I'm sorry, Sard, but I'm pretty sure you were going to call on me in this case. So, Sard, there was a particular theme in which he chose, and there are a few themes, but more particularly, I'll send it in the Aaron Warnick call now. It's a very obscure theme, and it's a particular part that was very good for an Old Vale theme, but he did not incorporate it well or at good times. His sound design incorporation was completely random, and that's what makes me hate it so much. He has a bunch of gay stock music as well as more obscure, nice music.
Sounds like SCP shit.
If you head in a bit more, it's a lot more interesting. But so going on here, my main issue is there are some particularly good themes for this. It's just not incorporated properly, and it's way improper. Like, if you wanted to make that a main theme,
gonna play it,
or make a main theme for this in general, you would be playing it scarcely. You wouldn't be playing
I'm getting Telltale Games Walking Dead vibes.
Yeah. I was planning on helping Sard too. I was going to assist Sard in transforming this into a main theme and making it more scarcely played because it was being played way too much. There was obviously still the shitty stock music that was included on the rare occasion.
Yes, for my audience, Oldville is getting a reboot. You heard it here first. Or not reboot.
So I'd argue that it would stay at an F in this point just because of the integration.
Okay, Sarfnic, what would you get raised to?
What? I would raise score sound design to a D, just because there's some good themes in there. Even if they're not implemented correctly, they're still good.
Gotta give me more than just the one.
The topic is score/sound design, not implementation of score/sound design.
It's involved in score/sound design.
Yes, but I do think the fact that we have some good themes.
If I wanted to review the individual piece of music, that wouldn't be a direct barometer on score sound design. Like, those two could vary widely.
That by that logic, then you could just play. You could play random doors opening at random times, and it wouldn't matter because it doesn't affect score/sound design itself, or the actual sound design itself. If you played random screams,
I mean, there wasn't a random. It wasn't exactly random when the themes played, but it was partially random. It didn't have
the
much
point
of
it was very
not that way. What you got to do is you got to provide me more scores that are on average better. Because F is
I
not
actually
a
would
top. Like that score
I
right
would like
there
to-
would have been a B.
It's felonious. But the problem is you're saying that the score of Oldville is felonious. Like, not even degenerate, just felonious.
It's felonious.
Why is it
You
not
gotta
degenerate?
give me more than.
Explain why it's not a D.
I'd argue it
You
would
gotta
be
give
a
me
B.
more than 1 minute
Challenge
59 seconds.
Oh, there's more. I can send more if you want.
I know. I'm telling you to.
Okay.
Anyways,
Like, we think it should be.
I would
Yeah.
like to argue. I would like to argue lowering characters next. Now that I properly remember
Fuck,
them.
some of these are too
that
powerful.
is.
The problem is some of the music, it won't let me upload a lot of the music because it's bad. Because they're too much meg.
So,
megabytes.
wanted to argue about lowering characters for.
Yes.
I
So
believe the rationale for keeping the characters there was the skeleton lord largely.
the skeleton lord is so funny.
Yes.
The fact that it's literally meant to be bad. And it
Skeleton
keeps-
lord and my cameo character prevent this from being lower in my view. But go ahead.
So I'm just going to say, obviously, skeleton lord, it was meant to be bad, but it had shit abilities, and that's just still effective.
Yes.
That was already implemented. Can we just talk about the zombie king being able to fly and having a trident, which is not at all related to zombies, having no unique abilities? We didn't discuss this last time. What is wrong with you, Sard?
Well, you see, kind of Oldvale in 2018 was kind of a joke. And second off, he was meant to be the final boss of the season.
Okay, and you have to at least have something related to zombies. Give him some cool abilities. Don't just make him fucking like.
Spoilers.
Sard, at the time, I still had that agreement with you in which I did commands for you.
Not then, no.
Worth making a strong
That
case.
was like a year before there. Look, let me explain what the Zombie King was. A man, a lab scientist, right? Who was responsible for the entire infection of Oldvale. And his sole purpose with his thing was to make himself a god.
Yes, Sard, but the implementation into the show.
Oh look, scientist of best power. What a unique character.
I know, right? Very unique for Oldvale. And
For Oldvale, there you go. There you go.
yes, the point is that
Oh,
he's a god. He can fly.
Great.
A demigod can fly. It's one of his abilities.
Sorry.
Then how is he getting beaten by fucking Sarfnic party?
Because he's not that powerful of a fighter.
Oh, he's a god, but he's
What?
not that godly.
Certain
Can
gods.
I tell you something? Sorry.
First rule
Why-
of
why
debating
does
with the literal god.
why
Thou
does the
shalt
king of
hold
the
no
zombies-
false idol.
What?
Why does the king of the zombies have no zombie-related abilities other than looking like a zombie?
Yes!
You wrote people
Convert people to
the
zombies,
zombie.
if you remember War Cries.
Well, yes, because
He
he is a
dragged
zombie.
No,
but
half
any-
zombie.
Guys, watch out. The zombie king can convert people into zombie.
This is fucking good.
way. Sorry.
Well
Yes.
played, War Cries. Well played. The overall rating is still staying at a cringe unless anyone would like to contest that.
Ooh, is it 9 o'clock now? Yes, it is. I always know when it's 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Gotta-
believe there's War Cries. Do you have any contestations? I guess.
See here. I'm almost tempted to lower story, but I don't want to bash you more after I just hit you over the head so far or so hard with those last two. So I'm not going to.
Blood for the Blood God, War Cry is on fire!
Good. Now,
Sarfnic, do you have any additional contentions to make? Not just for Oldvale, but across the entirety of the Eisen Index.
I'm looking at the Eisen Index. Okay. This is gonna be tough. Wow, we've done a lot actually.
Pretty far-flung series so far.
Do you want to make any additions to the Skeleton Lord? Since he has new lore.
Skeleton.
Sorry, that hasn't been implemented yet, so no.
Okay.
It is still, it's not all completely confirmed either.
Sarfnic has no real other contestants. Maybe let's go back to Sarfnic. I can make an argument that
You don't make me bash you over the head more, Sard.
Sarfnic's personal approval should be a
Oh,
B.
it's only lowered recently, Sard.
Why?
Because Sarfnic has not troubled the Ard for a while.
Okay, but C is borderline.
Haven't you? Haven't
Okay,
you?
no, can we just
It's
stop
borderline,
there,
Aramis.
Even if that was true, Sard, which it isn't, but even if it was, C is borderline according to what Aramis
No,
said
B
earlier.
is borderline.
And you don't.
Borderline, but
Okay.
Callow is average. I have this sort of air of condescension on everything. Callow is the average.
Yeah, I did have a better way to word that, or there was a better way to word that. I'll admit. So just saying that C is already borderline. So why would you, or freaking
B is
C is already average. So why would you increase it then by that logic? If on average your shit's already bad, excluding that.
I mean, I have bad shits. Can't blame me. Raise that meme potential to a K+ for that one.
Okay.
I have no other. I was just doing that to fill space on this.
Guys, any edits to suggest before we close the night? How's stream chat? Stream chat have any insights? Okay.
You need to give them a bit.
It says be grateful.
It takes a while.
Okay, that's a good insight.
That was a
Funny
while,
joke.
yeah.
TNT, the next year. Very funny joke. I'll take that as a no.
So
Good. So, before
Ladies
we
and
move
gentlemen,
on,
thanks for joining us. Before we conclude or before we move on?
before we conclude, Sarfnic would like to mention that the next Eisen Index will include a new person.
special guess.
Maybe.
It's not
Some
special.
chance. That's not.
Yes. I hope.
If you would like to be a guest on the Index, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Shameless shill. You know.
Yes, the next Eisen Index will come out
Thank
after
you,
the
ladies,
episode there.
for joining us on this fourth and most effectual Eisen Index. We look forward to seeing you all with the comments of what you would like to see indexed in next episode. Goodbye.